2004, a legend was born.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
You know, if you take a role in a film and you have one line, you have the same obligation and responsibility to understand exactly what the history of that character is that leads to that one line, and as he proceeds forward from that one line, it's going to give the line its meaning. And depending on what kind of an actor you are or want to be, hopefully you have filled that line with who you are and where you are and what you want and when you want it and how you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether you have a part as long as Hamlet or you have one line. You, at least I do. I want to know where I'm coming from. And if I hadn't done that my entire career, I would have gone mad by now, saying lines that I didn't know what they meant.
Key to that chain is in the bathtub.
I do think that the layer that runs through this film, which is of course filled with scary moments, twists and turns, horrifying, bloody, violent, whatever you want to call that, there's a layer throughout it that gives it a raison d'etre. And I think that people appreciate that. People who love drama, it's a time-honored aspect of drama, character and relationship. And so, yes, I think that has helped give the Saw films longevity. I knew that the Saw film, the way it was originally written by James and executed by him, was groundbreaking because of the fans' reaction, horror fans' reaction to it. At that point in time, because I was not a fan of horror, didn't know much about horror, nor did I know anything about horror fans. I've been very impressed with the dedication that horror fans have toward the genre as compared to every other genre. So I knew the power of the material, and when Saw 1 was as successful as it was, I thought, and then they went on to do 2. I thought, there's an opportunity here to do something special.
Yeah.
And so at around that time, I began to think the dimensions of this character and the material is unlimited in a certain way. So if it's done well, there might be a 3, you know? And so, yeah, somewhere in that zone, I wasn't thinking about this, but you feel the power of something. And, when it's done well, it can last. And then you combine that with horror fans and their dedication and their interest and their attachment to the genre, and you got some longevity. It really is up to the viewer to decide, based on the events and the acts that take place, whether he's a villain or not. When they hire me to play John Kramer, they don't need me to play a villainous character, because the events in the film tell that story. And you can decide yourself, is this right? Would I do this myself? Is this wrong? Is this criminal? Is this a person who's in a world where no one's committed to anything? They complain a lot but don't do anything. Is this a person who does something about? So all of this goes on in the mind of the viewer. What the director and writers need me to do is to bring his humanity to him and to bring him alive in that way. I'm going to still walk over and pick that pencil up that's on that table, which is in the script, or pick up the knife, or whatever it is. That is visual, and you can make your own judgment about it. But what they need is for me to fill in something that is alive from moment to moment, and that reads as happening for the first time. And so when I had the opportunity in Saw 2 to work with Donnie Wahlberg, and Donnie and I spent a good deal of time working on those scenes, we had a chance to create a relationship and a cat and mouse game that really revealed what kind of person John was and how committed he was. And I give Donnie a lot of credit for that, because he has a very strong sense of truth. And so he was a great partner in that way.
We both know the sort of person you are, sir.
Get out of here.
The sort of person who guns down an unarmed suspect. That's the sort of person who plants evidence in order to obtain a conviction. The sort of person whose wife leaves him and whose son hates him.
Shut the fuck up!
In Hollywood, they don't know. You know, that's surprising. I mean, that people who are huge experts on marketing and demographics and box office and all of those kinds of things, they get surprised all the time. So I just have happened to be part of this surprise, which is a great thing. But that's a nice surprise. It's because so much of what happens in the business that we're in is kind of formula approaches to things, and some things are some material is no, and we don't want to. We're not going to do that. That's not selling, you know. So I applaud those who take risks on things they truly believe in and think that there is an opportunity here to break new ground, and not necessarily to just keep sticking with the same old thing. We're in a period of time now where a lot of resources are put into big blockbusters like the Captain America films and things of this sort. And there's a place for those too. But independent film is struggling from a point of view of finance and resources, and as a surprise, I love to remind those who think they know that they could be surprised, and so I give a lot of encouragement and support to those who are trying to carve their own path, because Saw has been able to do that.
Only in theaters. Only 1 week.
He helped me.
If it's Halloween, it must be Saw.
Live or die. Make your choice.
In theaters starting 10 p.m. Thursday, October 30th.